John chapter 15, verse number 16. Jesus said to his disciples, "You did not choose me, but I chose you." While Jesus was on this earth, the disciples did not come searching for Jesus, but Jesus chose them. Romans chapter 3, verse number 11 says, "No one seeks after God." People appear as if they seek God. They build temples, make idols. They appear as if they seek God, but they seek their own. Philippians 2:21 says, "All seek their own, not the things of Christ." Job chapter 23, verse number 8 to 10 says, "Look, I go forward." Job is saying, "Look, I go forward, but he is not there. I go backward, but I cannot perceive him. He works on the left hand, but I cannot behold him. When he turns to the right, I cannot see him, but he knows the way I take." The Lord knows us. We don't know. We don't search for God. We don't look for God. Romans chapter 7, verse number 18 says, "For in my flesh there is nothing good dwells." Paul says, if he had a desire to know God, he would say, "There is one thing that is good in me." He says, "Nothing good dwells in me." The world, 1 Corinthians 1:21, the world through its wisdom did not know God. They don't want to know God. In John chapter 15, Jesus says, "The world hates you because they hated me first." The world hates. Romans chapter 7, in Romans chapter 8, verse number 7 says, the carnal mind is enmity to God. John chapter 3, verse number 16 says, "God so loved the world." It does not say the world loves God so much that God has to send his son. No, we don't search for God. We don't seek after God, because from the day when Adam and Eve fell, God separated himself. God separated himself. Now we lost the power to be reconciled with God. We don't have enablement to be reconciled with God. We don't seek God now. That's why Romans 11:34 says, "Who has known the mind of God?" What man wants is only to sin. Man can choose to sin, but not God. Man's desire is only to satisfy himself. He chooses to sin in different categories. Why? Because due to fear of being caught, fear of being exposed, fear of being punished and put in jail, because of the restrictions, man limits himself while committing sin. He can only choose to sin. It's like a man in a prison has free will to move inside the prison, but has no power to come out. But we are known by God. Galatians 4:8-9 says, "When we did not know God, when we were serving idols, now after we have known God," then Paul says again, "Rather we are known by God." God loved us, brothers. The Lord